CyberBullying. I'm Kelsey, this is Alejandra, that's Maria, and that's Scarlett. This is a class video of what our class thinks cyberbullying is.
Cyberbullying is when a coward bullies someone through the internet.
It's when someone bullies or harasses another person or group of people over the internet.
It's when you bully someone or pick on someone by means of electronic communication.
It's when you bully someone over the internet.
It's hurting someone using language that is meant to insult or mentally harm them using this technology.
It's when you make a person feel bad or threatened online.
The act of one hurting another through various methods online like social media.
It's teasing and picking on someone through the internet.
One person being blackmailed online is any means of psychological warfare against another person, basically.
It's very critical to monitor and stop any form of cyberbullying, whether it's blackmailing or verbal abuse. Should have major consequences. An example would be having a special organization to stop and monitor it.
There are companies being made to that have millions of dollars to stop bullying, harassment over the internet and any phones or databases there are.
It's an issue because it is hard to find out about amongst teenagers the normal building, and it's still just as effective.
It is important to address because 1/3 of teen suicide is related to cyberbullying.
Like, I have an example of a kid that was 13 years old that lived in Vermont. He was born in 1989 and only lived for like 13 years. He killed himself because of a rumor in middle school.
Cyberbullying is dangerous because you can do anything to anybody through a keyboard and it spreads more quickly than regular bullying.
Cyberbullying is critical because a lot of kids have committed suicide and feel left out or like an outsider because they're a victim of cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying is a national problem. It affects people in Howard County. The following presentation will show you what Howard County is doing to prevent cyberbullying.
What is cyberbullying? The use of technology to harass, threaten, embarrass, blackmail, or target another person. Side effects of cyberbullying is victims of bullying try to avoid the problem by skipping school, using drugs or alcohol. This leads to low self-esteem or grades, depression, or suicide.
And these are a few of the many social networking sites. I'm sure you guys can come up with more, but these are the ones that could fit on the slide.
So why do people bully? People bully to be cool, to gain social power, to dominate or be in charge of others, to show aggression or frustration, and they often view violence in a positive behavior.
How to stop bullying. If you're being bullied, you should take a screenshot and show it to an adult you trust. Even if you can't get a screenshot, you should still show it to somebody who's will get worse and they won't stop there. You should also block them or ignore them, and if that doesn't work, just don't. The Howard County policy does have bullying and cyberbullying policy in place. Your best approach is to talk to your guidance counselor or any teachers or administrators. See your guidance counselor for forms and more details.
And this is Emma's story. She was bullied by her sort of best friend online.
The first time I probably heard the term cyberbullying, I was in probably the end of 6th grade. I understood that it was just people being really mean to each other online or over the phone or text messaging. I don't think I thought that it could happen really. It was kind of like in another world kind of thing. I had a best friend and she, we got into this really big fight, and then she was saying really mean things to me on Facebook and on over text messages and on the phone. The main thing that I remember that she said was that I was a horrible person and that she didn't understand why anyone else would ever want to be my friend. That really hurt me and cut me really deep, and I will never forget that. She would write something public on somebody's Facebook, and it was just something really mean, like, oh, I hate her. Everyone knew that we were best friends, but then we were in a fight. So everyone knew it was about me, and it was really embarrassing. There was nothing that I could do, and I didn't want to write something like that about her because I knew it wasn't right. I wouldn't want to tell my mom, but then it got really bad, and I just knew that I needed my mom to help me. So I told my mom, and then she helped me. think dealing with the cyberbullying situation is really hard to just deal with it by yourself. Talk to your parents and your close friends and try and get them to help you, because the longer that you don't stand up for yourself, the longer the cyberbullying will go on.
There's a new law that came out called Grace's Law. It's about a girl named Grace who is 15 years old. She's a sophomore at Glenelg, and she's being bullied over social network sites. She ended up killing herself on Easter Sunday because of this. Under the law, bullying someone under the age of 18 through a computer or smartphone could warrant up to a $500 fine or up to 1 year prison. Examples of bullying are blackmail in elementary school.
And it's kind of ridiculous, but blackmail is still cyberbullying, and people can start cyberbullying as early as elementary school ages. And these are some of the cyberbullying headlines that you can get with a quick Google search. And there's also a fine line between joking and cyberbullying. And basically the bottom line is if someone tells you to stop, or that's mean, or that's hurtful, or something like that, just stop. And these are some nationwide statistics. Basically what it is half of all people that use social networking sites have been some kind of target of cyberbullying. And half the people that see cyberbullying ignore it, which is something we're trying to change.
Some things that you can do to prevent or avoid cyberbullying are to be careful what you put online, be a friend to anyone being bullied, provide evidence of anything suspicious you see online, and use the green bully box in your guidance office.
And they're anonymous, so you don't even have to put your name on them or anything like that.
Put pictures, videos, and use your passwords with your friends in the right. Mean comments.
And these are some of the anti-cyberbullying initiatives of the past 2 years. And that's the end of our presentation.